Shalom. Giving honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, I just want to do a quick video, which this ain't gonna be that long. Just want to get straight to the point. But just peep the symbolism. And I want to basically not only use this that you're gonna see in the video, but also, you know, a while ago, I took a picture, all right, of this description, right? It's like an advertisement, and this was actually during a TED talk where they were talking about, the evolution of the technology and how after time it's going to start to augment into our biology, all right? And they're giving you clues and putting it right in your face, all right? They're showing you the evolution of it all. It is all leading back to one particular thing that, we're not going to be quiet about. We're not going to be silent on. So, pay attention. As you see this, you see the laptop, then you see the phone in hand, right? You have this little smartwatch, and then eventually, what's that little thing right there in the hand, right? So just keep this in mind. Now let's watch this.
This, the mark of the slaves, was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Dollar coin from the Roman empires, Spanish silver dollar from the Spanish monarchy. It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important is U.S. dollar and Federal Reserve. Credit card, contactless, which is very interesting because this piece was made in 2014. It existed, the technology, but we didn't use it to pay as we use it now. And then a bit of a future that it's either chip or barcode. But then he ends with the mark of the slaves again.
Is that mark of the slaves again? And this big money ball is basically $1 million. You see it in the description, right, in the caption. $1 million US shredded into pieces because eventually paper money is going to be obsolete. All right, it's not going to have any value. It's going to be useless. So you're seeing all those inscribed symbols of the evolution of currency. And that last one told it all, right? So let's play it again.
Because one of the things that he puts here on the thread, he said, experts say that in less than 10 years, we're phasing out of paper currency. We're not having any paper anymore. Everything's going to be digital or banks. And we're going to end up being slaves of some entity or some government or something. It starts with this, the mark of the slaves. Was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Dollar coin from the Roman empires, Spanish silver dollar from the Spanish monarchy. It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important is U.S. dollar and Federal Reserve. Credit card, contactless, which is very interesting because this piece was made in 2014.
Contactless. You can, pay out your app. And you can pay mobily, right? This is what, the current world, this is the method that, they're using now. Pay through your app. Pay with your smartphone. Still, people still use their credit debit cards, but you can now also use your phone. But at some point, that's going to be outdated. So what would be the next evolution?
It existed, the technology, but we didn't use it to pay as we use it now. and then a bit of a future that it's either chipped or barcode. But then he entered the market of slaves again. Because
and that's what that is. All right, when they finally decide to put that in you, that's going to become a mark on you. And if you don't have it, you're going to be phased out. You can't do nothing without it. This is they've been designing this for a long time. All right. So people are starting to, they're starting to wake up and figure this out. So at this point, if you can't get it and you're supposed to be a Israelite, all right, you know the scriptures, you know these prophecies. If you still can't figure this out, we know that it's because you either sold out or the Most High completely blinded you. And I think it's number one, you sold out. All right, let me get that in Exodus. And let's get the NLT. And it says, take no bribes, for a bribe makes you ignore something that you clearly see. All right, so you got to act like you're blind, because you didn't took that money, that purse. It says a bribe makes even a righteous person twist the truth. And that's why you would have to, filibuster when asked about what the mark is, or you're constantly spinning and changing what you're teaching about it, because, you're under a contract. You made a covenant that you shouldn't have, and now people gotta, especially those that are coming up under you, now they gotta be confused because you're giving them gray areas. You're blowing a uncertain sound, through the trumpet. So it's not preparing them for the hour of temptation. All right. So, I mean, this is clear as day what they want to do. All right, we're not blinded to that. It's right in front of us. All right, what are they doing to the dollar? They're constantly printing out. Constantly. Coming up with trillions of dollars over here, billions of dollars over there. But we're supposed to be 30-something trillion in the hole. All these other countries, they're de-dollarizing. They're dumping their U.S. treasuries. They're trying to make the UN the reserve currency, but they already got digital currency. Everything's going digital. So you see what's on the evolution: digital currency and digital identification, which we know eventually is going to go hand in hand. Okay? It's going to go hand in hand. And that's pun intended. So, So if you can't see this, then that's ultimately because, like I said, you either are blinded or you sold out. All right, you're one of those dumb dogs that refuse to bark. Isaiah 56 and 10, and it says, "For the leaders of my people, the Lord's watchmen, his shepherds are blind and ignorant. They are like silent watchdogs that give no warning when danger comes. They love to lie around, sleeping and dreaming. Like greedy dogs, they are never satisfied. They are ignorant shepherds, all follow their own path and intent on personal gain." Yeah. You become a commercial success. There's money in that. And they found a way to monetize and make merchandise off the truth. All right? But you're defrauding the Lord because, this was never about you or your belly. It was never about your personal gain. This is about feeding the sheep. Warning them from danger. So, all you hirelings, man, you're gonna have to answer. And we rather be the ones to agitate our people, as long as it rings bells. It heightens antennas, so to speak. Because all we're doing is trying to pull you out of the fire, snatching you from the flames of judgment. So, yeah, I just had to, throw that out there. But let's go to the prophecy. Because people still want to make the mark some spiritual thing. It's about showing loyalty to the new system. Well, yeah. Well, how are you gonna do it? Well, yeah, you have to. You just have to comply and follow the ways of the world, and they always got some type of explanation, but they don't just get straight to the point. What exactly is it gonna require to show your loyalty to the beast? It's Revelation 13 and 16. It says he required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. In the KJV, it says in, because it's going to go inside your body. All right. Neuralink, they're doing, they've been doing all these trial runs. They've been experimenting on people, and allegedly they're becoming successful. All right. So this is what they're going to want to eventually do. Right. And no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. So you're not going to be able to transact. You're not going to be able to buy or sell without having this particular mark. So, IUIC, if you worship in Chesray, that outdated image, that false image, then that mean that, according to them, you received it. So how in the hell they're gonna, know that you even worship that? And you go into a store, how are they gonna know that that's what you worship and deny you of making a purchase? All you got to do is just use common sense. How will you be denied making a purchase in this world? If it's something spiritual or something that's in your mind, how are they going to read your mind? When you go to the gym, when you go to the movies, when you go to the grocery store, the Whole Foods store, when you pay your rent, I'm sure that they're not going to have on your application when you apply for housing, what is your religious background? I'm sure that's not going to have nothing to do with that. But the way that we're seeing this system go, the evolution of it, everything is going digital. Everything is going to go on this big global AI database, where they will have access to all the information about you digitally. All right. So, verse 17 is what gives it away. Okay. So, you see that you're gonna be issued a mark in your hand or in your head, and then you see those images. Let's go back to that. especially right here. What do you think they saying with that? And then let's go back to the money ball.
One of the things that he puts here on the thread, he said, experts say that in less than 10 years, we're facing out of paper currency. We're not having any paper anymore. Everything's going to be digital on the banks. And we're going to end up being slaves of some entity or some government or something. It starts with this, the mark of the slaves. Was the first reserve currency ever known to man. Tallar coin from the Roman empires. Spanish silver dollars from the Spanish monarchy. It's a bridge. There's still a few things missing, but for the most part, the most important is U.S. dollar and Federal Reserve. Credit card, contactless, which is very interesting because
that right there. You see that? What do you see? That inscription. You see a person's face. And you see that inscription on the forehead of that face, right? The forehead. It looks like a big C hip. And then you also see the hand, right? And then the money symbol. So that's the evolution. Okay? Your money is going to be in your body. And it's going to be controlled. And that's, once you allow them to do that, you made them Lord. All right? That's who you now serve. And that's why the judgment is those that receive it, you're going to be destroyed in the second death. Okay? So this is very serious. And we ain't going to stop talking about this. All right? Then it shall be known that the prophet have been among you. All right? So I'm going to end it on that note. I'm not going to make this a long video, but hopefully y'all are edified. We give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To the next one, Shalom.